So welcome back to the channel, everyone. Triple M here, and today we're going to talk a little bit more about T-Mobile's internet. But this video we're going to focus mainly on getting the top speeds, getting the most out of your device, and also some settings that you can change on the device from your web interface. So reviewed this a couple weeks ago, and the questions have been pouring in. What can I do with this? How do I get the best signal? What does receive signal strength, signal to noise ratio, all that stuff is? So we're going to get into all that today. We're also going to get into how you can find the tower that you're on and how to position your device in order to get the best out of your service. So with all that said, this video we're also going to go into the web interface, where you do have some settings that you can change, guys, specifically on the 2.4 as well as the 5 gigahertz network that this device provides, and we're going to get into that here as well. So smash your thumbs up, guys. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is start out on a T-Mobile application. Now, during my initial video, I did show you guys how to actually get this set up, how to change your password, how to actually change your SSID, and a couple things that you can do from this app. But we also can do that from the web UI, and I'll show you how to do that here in a little bit. Now, we're going to get a little bit into 4G and 5G and mid-band and all that good stuff. Today, we're going to get into some of the signal strength. So looking at my screen right now, you can see that I have a weak signal. So automatically, you'll think that my speeds are horrible. But signal strength doesn't necessarily mean bad speed. Signal strength can help you get faster speed, but doesn't necessarily mean bad speed. So these devices actually has a primary and a secondary signal that they connect to. More than likely, one's going to be a 4G, one's going to be a 5G. And just to show you that signal strength doesn't necessarily mean bad speed, let's go ahead and do a speed test right now. And we'll just test it again. All right, so keep in mind that this might be under ideal conditions. It is a little bit late at night, so not a lot of people are on, but I'll do the same test in the daytime and I'll still get decent signal, guys. You can see 336 download. The upload is around 30, give or take. So decent strength, and for something that's not showing that it's bad signal. So if you guys are concerned about the signal, you can reposition your device, lay it on the side, change location. Once you do that, just click refresh and it should kind of show you the signal has changed. But if you want to get more fine-tuned, if you go to more, let it go to your cell tower metrics. So you can see it has the RSSI, RSRQ, RSP, SNINR, band W, CID. So let's just go over a couple of these terms. RSSI means receive signal strength indicator. RSRP is a reference signal receive power. So you can see on the chart right there, the RSRP. So RSRP excellent is considered anything more than or equal to negative 80. So for example, negative 60 would be a better score, better signal strength than negative 80. And if you go all the way down, and the higher you get, as you can see there, negative 80, negative 90, negative 90 to 100, and anything over 100 is considered weak. So mine's actually showing negative 102, which is considered weak, and that's something I can definitely reposition and couldn't hurt in my opinion. So that's something I'll probably play with a little bit later. All right, so same thing with RSRQ. Here are the metrics there. The signal to noise ratio. So this is one that you can actually use to improve your speeds, guys. So if you look right there, the excellent on the signal to noise ratio is more than or equal to 20. So mine is showing 11.5, which falls into that medium category, guys. So not good scores by a long shot in my opinion. There's a lot that I can actually do to improve these scores. So looking a little bit further down on the app, the CGI is going to be your tower and your carrier information. So 310.260 is actually labeled to T-Mobile. And let me go over to cellmapper.com. If you look at the CGI, this is actually going to have your carrier information and your tower information. So if you look right here, the 310.260, that's assigned to T-Mobile. So if you click on the drop down there, you can see that's T-Mobile USA, and they have the other carriers on there as well. Below that, you get to choose your network, guys. So you get to choose your 4G. So most of these devices are going to be mid-band, which means that it's not true 5G. It's more of a mixture, which gives you decent speed and decent coverage, and we'll touch more on that here in a little bit. So 4G, you can see I have a lot of options here. I am in this general area right here. If I switch it to 5G, you can see that drops dramatically. And let me zoom in a little bit. So if I click on this 5G tower, guys, check it out. You can see the signal is being broadcast on the highway. So it really just goes up to the 429 and down on the 429. So this particular true 5G signal is not going to be really available in the neighborhoods. And if I click on this one, it's kind of like the same. It goes up the highway and kind of triangles around the highway. So these devices are going to be mid-band. So let me go back. We're going to select the 4G. All right, so we're back on 4G, and let me just zoom in a little bit. You kind of want to hover over where you live in that generic area. So if you look at my phone, I already identified that T-Mobile is 310260. So that's the first part of this number here on my phone. The last part is the 183.72109, and that's going to be the cell tower that I'm actually connected to. So to find that, there's a couple ways. So if I'm in this area, I'm probably just going to click right here, and it shows you where the signal is being broadcast, guys. So once it does that, if you scroll down on the left, now you can see those cell tower information. So I'm looking for 183.72109. So let me just scroll down. And this is my tower right here. So it gives you some information, LTE, PCI, the bandwidth, 20 megahertz, the maximum strength. So a lot of useful information. And if I zoom in, I'll still try to find that 183.72109. So look like there's a main hub right here. This particular tower is the 183.2.118. This is 159, and here's my tower right here. And it looked like it triangulates and goes back to this location, which is a T-Mobile tower not far from where I live. Look like it broadcasts in different directions. So this is my tower. So if you guys want to find how far you are away, this is a good way to actually use that. So another thing that a lot of people don't know is that you do have a web interface that you can kind of get to, and you can make some changes, view some information on there. And to get to that, you just put in the default gateway 192.168.12.1. and it will bring you in and give you some useful information. So very cool is that it does have your primary and your secondary signal strength, and if you hit the drop down, it gives you the signal to noise ratio and some other stats. So this area, once again, if you wanted to reposition your T-Mobile network and kind of view if any of that changes, that's a good option. Now if you click to the left, you're going to go to your status. Again, guys, it's going to give you your SIM information. I'll blur that information out, but to the left it gives you your data usage, and the data usage that showed here is just the usage since the last reboot. So I rebooted not too long ago, so it's not going to have a huge number right there. Below that, it gives you your cell network, gives you your Ethernet stats, tell you that that's connected, your Wi-Fi, as well as your Wi-Fi information. So primary signal, again, you can drop down, kind of see what band you're on. Same thing for the secondary. And if you click on the access point, it's going to give you some more information there, guys. Next, you're going to have your stats. So stats going to give you your uploads, any download, and depend what you have connected. So you can see on LAN, I have 2 LAN ports, obviously only one's connected. So that's why you see this is my router right here. So it tells you how many bytes I had sent, received, packets sent, as well as the received packets. LAN 2 I haven't used. If you go to your cellular, all right, that's going to give you an overall of everything has been transferred on your internal Wi-Fi network. So you can see the name of my Wi-Fi network is M's T-Mobile. Nothing on the 2.4 gigahertz. I really don't use the 2.4 that much. 5 gigahertz, I have maybe 1 or 2 devices connected, and you can see the stats right there. Go to your network and click on Wi-Fi network, and it is going to prompt you for your username and password. So if you guys watch my first video, it does come with your default admin username and password on the bottom of the device, but if you chose to change that, that's where you put this information in. So let me go ahead and put it in. All right, so logged in now. First thing it's showing me is my 2.4 gigahertz, and it actually gives you some option to make some changes, guys. So So you can see it has the transmission mode. The bandwidth is 20 megahertz, and from our research, the 20 megahertz is the best option for your 2.4 gigahertz. So definitely recommend leaving it there. It gives you a channel, so this is something you can play with. This is going to depend on what you have in your house, what type of interference, what other devices you have. So this is something you can play with. Mine's on 1. I know 6 has been used a lot, so play with this, see if it makes a difference if you're getting low speeds on your 2.4. All right, transmission power is at 100%. You can turn that down. Maybe you don't want to broadcast to your neighbor's house, or you're broadcasting to the whole neighborhood. So completely up to you. I'll leave that on touch. Maximum number of clients that you can limit it. And further down, it has option to do some more configuration. So you can enable the SSID. So if you don't want people to just see it, you can turn it off. You can enable broadcast. So a lot of options here, guys. You can change the password, change the name of the network as well. And remember that this is strictly for the 2.4. You have the same options when you go to the 5 gigahertz network. Now, system is another area that you will need a password in. Since I already put it in, it didn't ask me this time, but a couple options here that might be beneficial. So the option to reboot, which I think it's cool because mine is actually located away from the office. So if I'm running into issues, or maybe it's being bogged down, or maybe it's just time for me to reboot it, I can go ahead and do so remotely. You have the option of factory reset, you have a firmware update, and you have the option to change your password. Now the firmware, it does ask for a file, so maybe this is something that T-Mobile will have to send out. Not sure if you want to play with or try to put in a custom firmware on this. I wouldn't recommend it, but let me know how that works out if you do. So let me know what you guys think of this information. We went over the cell tower, went over the different acronyms, what does some of the signal acronyms mean that can be beneficial. Also went into the interface, how to find your cell tower, and I feel like this will help a lot of people that just received this device, don't know much about it, that's having signal issues, or just want to improve their signal overall. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Smash a thumbs up. Thank you for watching again, and I'll catch you on the next one.